Hey guys, what's going on? It's Dan, and I'm back at you again with another VBA match. This week, I have my first ever match against Krabby. Joe and I are very, very tight. He's a great guy, but I've never actually had the opportunity to play him, so I'm really looking forward to this match. His team is just about what we expected, except he doesn't have Scizor. Scizor was something that I thought was going to be a big issue for my team, so I teched a lot of extra fire coverage, which is looking less relevant, but it'll still chip that Froslass when I need it to. But I'm going to be leading this Scarf Abomasnow and my Crobat lead. I think that's going to give me a lot of flexibility around various different leads that he could have, including that Lickitung switch in to nullify an Arctovish and then just lighting it up with something. But we are going to have the Arctovish and Nidoking in the back for this game. Yeah, without any further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump into it. The Abomasnow is calced to outspeed a max speed Garchomp with the Scarf, but I don't think I will outspeed the Froslass. And spoiler alert, that Froslass is going to be Scarfed, so I definitely don't outspeed the Froslass. But looking at the matchup, I think the lack of Scizor is going to make my Hail mode a bit safer, and his best answer is going to be the Lickitung. Without it, he's going to really struggle to beat the Hail mode in the long term because the damage output is just going to be so much. Even though I am running Special Arctovish this week, it's a set designed for Blizzard spam with my Abomasnow, but instead of Blizzard, I actually pivoted to Freeze Dry last minute to be able to hit the Primarina safely. So I'm pretty happy with my sets this week. Here it just looks like a very clean Blizzard, and then I think a Blizzard Heat Wave would have a chance to oh no, I think I did tech the Abomasnow to outspeed Froslass as well as Garchomp. So Blizzard Heat Wave could just pick up a clean double KO early. At least that's the hope here. I think that Absol definitely goes down, but I'm not sure about the Froslass because it's resisting the first hit, and even the second hit hits it super effectively. Crobat's not exactly a special beast here. But I see that the Froslass is Scarfed, and it is now Scarf locked into Taunt, which is great information for me. Because now I just don't have to do anything with that slot, or I can target a free switch because nothing else is being taunted. So I do get a double miss on the Heat Wave. At this point, I actually messaged Joe asking him why would he do that when I specifically asked him not to, because I've had a bit of bad RNG recently. I'm like, hey, good luck, have fun, but not too much good luck, just like a normal amount and nothing ridiculous. And I think a double Heat Wave miss turn 1 kind of qualifies, but luck could turn around later in the set. So here, I'm thinking about what my options are. The Froslass is out on the field, and it needs to switch. And this Absol, unless it has Sucker Punch, dies before it gets another attack off. So my thought, or if he switches in the Lickitung. So my thought here is he might switch in the Lickitung, in which case Stone Edge is going to suck, but it won't actually. I'll just have to hit the Absol first, because the Scarf will still outspeed the Absol. So even if he switches in the Lickitung, I've got a 70% chance to pick up the kill on Absol this turn, and then whatever he's switching into that Froslass spot is going to have a really, really bad day, and it's even worse because it's a Rotom, and it's about to get hit by a +1 Meteor Beam, and Absol protects. This is a disaster. I'll chip the Rotom, break any Sash that it may or may not have. Not that Hail damage wouldn't do that. And then I get to launch a Power Herb Meteor Beam out of my upside down face. Before this set, Arctovish only had 2 kills on the season. I'd been using it more as a threat to pivot the rest of my team around to pick up some cleanup kills, but man, that feels good as a 3rd kill for the season. Absol gets hurt by Hail, so we need to see what comes in next. And he is going to send the Froslass back in. So this Frostlass we know is Scarf at this point. We don't know what the rest of the set is, but Blizzard seems good here, and then Hydro Pump will hit it just enough to kill with some neutral damage. I consider Freeze Drying for 100% accuracy because that might kill, but that +1, but Hydro Pump definitely should kill here. So, again, I'm feeling pretty comfortable here, but Rain Dance comes on out, so it's effectively the same as switching in a Lickitung here. I need to hit this Absol now with this Blizzard, or I could be in for a bad day. The Frostlass misses, but I do hit the Absol. So now I'm feeling like I'm in very good position. Hydro Pump comes on out, and +1 Hydro Pump in the rain takes out Frostlass. So now I'm in a 3v1, and I'm feeling very comfortable with my late game positioning, but I don't want to screw it up horribly, and Primarina is a Pokemon that I could screw it up against. So to avoid that, I just want to reset the Abomasnow, get its Scarf back and use a Grass type move, and let's protect on this attack into the Arctivish that I believe is coming. I don't switch in the Abomasnow, I let the Primarina kill something next turn, or this turn. Like, even if it just Hyper Voiced and killed the Nidoking here, this switch is completely safe. But it does Moonblast into the Arctivish slot, so here I can just double target it, and I should be able to pick it up. One thing of information that I'm looking for is, does this Arctivish outspeed the Primarina? I shouldn't know that, because this Poison Jab is going to kill. But I have Spad Crept this Arctivish a bit, so if he doesn't have too much speed on the Primarina, I will just outspeed it. Which will be really good information for if we're ever neutral speed again in the future. But I also see that the Primarina has Poison Berry, which is huge information for me. And then I'm just able to finish it off here with a Freeze Dry, picking up Arctivish's 3rd kill of the game, which has already exceeded its season total up to this point. But yeah, pretty clean game 1. I've got some plans for game 2, but why don't we just hop right into it. Moving on into game 2, I have a couple different ideas for how I think he's going to adjust. Lickitung 100% has to come this game. There's no doubt in my mind that the Lickitung is coming. So I'm not super comfortable leading Hail here. I do think late game Hail is really good, and if for some reason he doesn't bring the Lickitung, Hail's just going to win again. But Crobat is really good here, and then honestly, all 6 of my Pokemon look good, and I consider not bringing both sets of Hail and just bringing Scarf or Abomasnow. But then I'm just checking moves here, trying to figure out what my best looking option is. Because an Indeedee lead looks decent, because I can redirect a Taunt and get Tailwind up. Marowak looks decent if he doesn't think I'm going to Tailwind turn 1, because I haven't revealed that yet. Nidoking actually looks decent as well, but I decided to go with Crobat, Marowak, and then have Hail come in the back. And we're gonna dive into it. I watched Krabby's video before recording this commentary because I had a crazy little puppy that wanted attention, so I had to take a little break in between playing and recording. Speaking of which, at some point during this game, he just actually woke up from a nap and was licking my face for the second half of this game, which made it very distracting. But watching Krabby's set, he mentioned that I often change up my strategies between game 1 and 2, which is true. So I'm going to have to start repeating them more often so I am less predictable. I thought changing it up would make me less predictable, but I became predictable and becoming less predictable. So thanks for the advice, Krabby. You are making me a better player because of it. So here I'm just going to go for the Tailwind and Protect because I assume that this Rotom has Shadow Ball or Dark Pulse. Otherwise, it would just get walled by a Marowak, and with how often I've brought it, he doesn't want that. I'll get my speed lowered by Crobat. But Crobat still outspeeds the Rotom, which means it's probably a very very bulky Rotom, and he does have Shadow Ball, which goes into the Protect. And now we can start thinking about this turn where Frostless is probably still faster than the Marowak. The Marowak is definitely faster than the Rotom now because the Marowak was designed to outspeed max speed Frostless, but not Scarf Frostless under Tailwind. I know he's locked into Icy Wind, so Abomasnow switch seems very clean, and I could even switch Arctovish too. And I decided to put Arctovish on that side and Abomasnow on this side because Abomasnow, I'm more okay with eating a random Shadow Ball. But this will give me some opportunities because I'm under Tailwind and Hail, so even if he slows me down, I'll have at least one speed doubling mechanic this next turn. So I should still be moving first with the Arctovish no matter what happens. With the one potential area where that's not true is if it's Icy Wind and then a switch into Lickitung, and then I am just effectively +1 as opposed to +3, but I still think I outspeed the Rotom even at +1. So, because it's a bulky Rotom, I actually almost assuredly do. So no matter what, I'm going to outspeed this Rotom with this Meteor Beam. So if the Rotom stays in, it dies. If it switches something, hopefully Lickitung just eats a Meteor Beam and Blizzard, which nothing on his team really wants to do that. Like, everything on his team dies to that. Unless the Garchomp is Yachi Berry, then potentially that survives. But I don't care about his Icy Winds here. He switches in the Lickitung on that side, which means if Meteor Beam hits, this Rotom's just going to die. And I get a Blizzard off. Does a little chunk. Surprisingly, it does more to the Rotom than the Lickitung, so it's pretty bulky. I do freeze the Lickitung, and Meteor Beam comes off. This is a really, really cool animation that I'm glad I got to use twice. Then Meteor Beam will come out and connect. It's Arctovish's 4th kill of the match. And the frozen Lickitung looks absolutely ridiculous, and I love it being on the screen like that. Okay, so here, Rain Dance makes sense for him. Potentially Icy Wind to try to limit everything. But, like, I just have a free Hydro Pump into that slot, and then I think late game Abomasnow looks really good. And what I really want is to be able to set Tailwind after this turn is over with Crobat. So I'm okay with sacking the Marowak to get the Crobat in freely. Long term, that's the plan at least, is a free Crobat. And then I'll be able to get up Tailwind unless he taunts right now. He stays frozen for a turn. Icy Wind comes on out. I don't really care about that. Marowak surviving this turn is a little annoying. I do know that he does have something teching on that Lickitung to kill it. Lickitung doesn't actually have a way to hit Weather, so I think in the long term, I do chip down this Lickitung. But now without Tailwind and without my Hail Speed boost, this Absol's the fastest thing on the field. And I know it has Stone Edge, and I assume it has Night Slash, so it can KO something this turn. The question is, what? I kind of want it to KO this Marowak so I can get my Tailwind up. So I'm just going to protect the Arctovish because Arctovish seems like a long-term efficient answer, especially because it has +1 special attack. And I'm not going to protect the Marowak this turn. And I will just launch a Flare Blitz into this Absol. Arctivish also protects. And Flare Blitz goes into the protect, and Lickitung stays frozen. He keeps targeting Hydro Pump into the Marowak, which he wants to have happen, and I also kind of want to have happen, because now I feel like I have to switch in the Crobat this turn, or the Abomasnow, and just keep attacking. You know, I think a Crobat switch here is probably... They're both risky, but I feel like he has to attack into the Marowak slot with the Absol. But no, he Stone Edges the Abomasnow not. So I'm glad I didn't put in the Crobat. But regardless, this Marowak just gets to Flare Blitz into the Absol. I think I'm speed tying with this Lickitung because it moved first last turn. And it stays frozen another turn. And now we get the Crobat in and we get to launch a Flare Blitz into it for absolute free because I'll get my Tailwind up and then I'll just be able to beat it long term. I'm speed tying with it now, so this Flare Blitz will absolutely go first. Probably won't KO if it's Violite, but it will put me in a position to KO it in the long term. Flare Blitz comes on out. Lickitung survives. I melt it. Hydro Pump connects. Marowak goes down, and I have a really safe end game where I can just Heat Wave and Freeze Dry, and that'll pick up the kill, even though I don't have my +1 bonus anymore. So, good games to Krabby. Really fun set, really interesting team to build around. The freeze this last game was really unfortunate. Probably more impactful than the Heat Wave double miss that I had earlier, although I haven't done the calcs on that to know if that would have picked up some KOs. Arctivish does pick up a 6th kill of the set right here, but really glad to have gotten our first match in, and I will be back at you guys next week with Week 7 content. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.